What is going on? Welcome to the live stream, restream if you're rewatching it. Today we are talking all things CNFT. It's an interest that I've had recently in the last 6 months or so. I've gotten some good moves under my belt, but only because I've been interviewing some of the best, brightest minds in the NFT Cardano space. If this is something that you're interested in, some moves that is within reach for new beginners, for people who are just getting in. Maybe you don't have a lot of funds to get into like $1,000 plays. Maybe you could do $50 plays, $100 plays. That's the kind of moves that I'm really interested in for longevity. Really quick, if you're new to this channel, my name is Aaron. I'm on a journey to my next Bitcoin while helping you to your next Bitcoin. And in this case, we are just talking CNFTs. I'm mostly out of the market, mostly in dry powder and stablecoin, but I do have about 10%, like less than that, what's it called, stablecoin and NFTs and a Cardano. So it's just one of those things. I want to show a big quick shout out to G3 Tech. What's going on? Rue86, Crypto Maniac. Glad you guys are here. Glad you guys are on the channel. Really quick, I want to make sure that everyone here has a community. It's one of those things where I like talking to people. I like chatting with people, especially like going back and forth on what are the plays, how are you thinking about the market, how do you think about this particular coin. I think the best way to do that for anyone is to be on the Discord. I think that's the number one thing that you can do for yourself, is just to be in a community in the Discord. It's how I learned. That's why I'm pulling these people together. I'm like, I want to learn from you. And so that's available for you. Now, before we get started, I have to, Shiny, what's going on? Good to see you. I have to bring in our first guest, okay? What's the lineup for today? Sanchi, I'm glad you asked, my friend, and welcome to the stream. We've got awesome minds here, 2 returning, 1 brand new, who's fresh, and I'd like to bring them in. And now, let me start with the first one. He buys only the best and leaves what isn't. Takes when it's low before the floor has risen. He's got all the keys to profit with ease. He's the Warden, and we're all in its prison. It's the one and only, the Crypto Warden. What's going on, brother?
Yes, sir. We're back with another beautiful CNFT Tuesday. You guys know I love this day. It's the greatest day of the week for a reason. As Aaron said, we got the Discord fully open now. We're super excited about it. We've been doing a lot of hard work in it. We have a new guest on tonight, like Aaron said as well. I mean, we're super excited. It's another CNFT Tuesday for a reason, baby. Let's go. Let's make some plays, and let's talk CNFTs.
Good. Thank you, Ethan. Crypto Warden, for being here. Guys, this kid right here, he's becoming a rising star in the space. It's really awesome to see when he built his portfolio from absolutely zero, and we saw it on stream, like zero to, what is it, like a $6,000,
$7,000, yeah, right around there.
ADA portfolio, which is fantastic. And so a lot of people can learn from exactly what you just did. But the best way we learn is by bringing on these guests. So we're bringing in some of Twitter Spaces fresh and brightest and best minds. And here's the first one. He's a returning guest on the channel. The man is a CNFT beast. JPEG store is where he likes to feast. He eats all the profits so that he can lock it, and his wallet is rising like yeast. He's the one, the only Escobar. Welcome to the channel. Glad to have you, brother. Glad that you could be here. And excited to talk more NFTs and even market moves. Like, you were bringing some market analysis last time, so I really appreciate that.
No doubt. Can everybody see me?
We could see you. We could kind of hear you. It's all good.
Yes, sir, yeah.
Yeah, maybe we could, I'm not sure with the sound there. It seems laggy. But when you showed up onto the channel last time, what you're doing, what you did, you had like a mask on. I didn't really fully understand. I'm sure you had a friend. And so immediately you said it was a shout out to Adaman, and I had to bring him on. Okay, and so I wanted to see your interaction with him. I want to know what the story was. And so he is the legend in a mask. He's got more liquidity than a flask. Man of mystery, makes Cardano history. He's got all the NFT answers. Just ask. He's the one, the only Adaman. Welcome to the channel, my friend.
How's it going, everyone?
Here you go.
There it is, man. There it is. Adaman, you look like you're coming straight out like the Undertaker. Can you give me a background on, like, give me a quick synopsis of who you are, and how'd you come into the NFT space and everything that you got going on, looking like Rorschach, or what's his name from Watchmen here.
Yeah, let's go. So actually, like, the CNFT journey, like, sometime last year, right? When it was kind of like still around here, right? So I started crypto a few years, really invested like to crypto, just stuff like just doing my thing. When it hit, it was like, yeah, now I need to get in there, because this is like is here to stay, right? So NFTs a little bit later, like that, found like more interesting, more fun to actually trade NFTs. Trading doesn't make sense to me to not like trade like by yourself. You have no community, no sense of community, nothing. The most boring thing. Actually, I didn't even. I'm not a trader to start with. I'm actually buying all the time. Like, trading JPEG for me was much fun, and I love the Cardano community. So that's the story.
Got it. Awesome. So basically, you're trading in the coins, a lot of DeFi and stuff, and then you just a year later you got into NFTs and fell in love with the community, and now you're part of the community. Now, help me understand, what's your relationship with Esco here? How do you guys know each other? Talk to me about your relationship with here.
So Esco is actually part of our community, is part of the NFA friends and family and stuff. But he's trying to kind of steal my identity, steal my IP. He's coming dressed as me, and this is not fair. So, for the fact that I am the real one, there's no other copycat, there's no like derivative. Anyone else is trying to steal my identity. Okay. So, but I'll let Esco speak his note. What's the deal with that? Esco, let's go.
What's up, dude? Running a little bit late. I'm at work, and forgot what I was grabbing on my way to get it, because I was about to dress up and be a 8-man. So, on that, but months originally hopped into Twitter. But a fake crew and everything. So the very first Twitter that I associated myself with, learned quite a bit. And like we help all into pumps and everything that comes with the. I just met him there. We always still puzzled to apparently he's going to be in CNFT, and I'm the only one that's not going to be having a baby. So after of him wearing a mask the whole time.
I think so. I think you guys have a relationship over Twitter Spaces, and you started developing a friendship. One thing that the chat is telling me right now, just to give you a heads up, Esco, and a little bit of Adaman, but more so Esco, is that your audios are coming a little sketchy. They're saying the audios are ruggy. So I have such a disdain for the word for ruggy.
Let me try and reconnect.
Yeah. Go ahead. Thanks, chat, for helping with that. I work hard. Do you hire Hudro? Both. Yeah. So both of you guys probably check on the audio for us, if you would. It's one of those things. But while they check on that, let's just go ahead and get started with a quick giveaway here. I'm gonna throw something on the screen here while they check on their audio. Dang, Edo, man, you look scary, bro. You looking like you're coming out from the Stranger Things world, bro. And then you're talking like NFTs. It's so funny. Let me see. Okay, let's try it one more time, Esco. Can you give me a check really quick?
Yeah, let's see. Sound better?
Oh, way.
Yes, sir. 100% better.
Way
okay,
better.
let's go.
What about me? What about me?
Sounds pretty good. Sounds pretty
Yeah.
good.
Yeah, I
Sounds
think
a lot
he's doing
better
that
than
on
it was,
purpose. I think he's doing that on purpose, man.
Sounds wow. That was what we have to know you guys the nuggets that you guys are dropping here. So chat, thank you guys so much. And as a reward, we're gonna do a really quick giveaway. I'm gonna throw up let's see. I'm gonna throw up we're not gonna do Hangman tonight. I don't have my iPad, I left it at my work, but here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna pull up an image here, and you guys have to tell me what this image is. Boop, there we go. Wait a minute, am I on the wrong? I'm the wrong one. Sorry.
Yes, sir.
Tell me what this image is. It is it's a land site. What is land site? A landmark. Golly, it's a landmark, a famous landmark. Tell me what this landmark is, what country, what it is. It's a famous landmark. So in the chat, first person to do that will get an NFT. And I'm gonna have to take notes here because I'm not in my usual spot. So you should. Ooh, Rome. Good guess. Incorrect, but a good guess anyway. Morocco, not Morocco. No.
Is it Pompeii?
It is Pompeii. Wow.
Oh,
How did you get that so fast? What the
I
heck?
mean,
Go.
originally I was thinking like Greece or like Rome out there as well as it was in the chat, but like I see the little mountain in the back and I thought it was like the volcano. That's obviously
Wow.
the big history
Absolutely.
thing. Yes, sir. Yeah.
Pompeii in Italy is one of the most fascinating historical landmarks in around the world. It was a thriving city that, as mentioned, was unfortunately destroyed in 79 AD when Mount Vesuvius erupted.
Yeah.
Okay, so Ethan, you're not allowed to win this one.
Yes,
You're
sir.
gonna
I gotta,
have to
yeah, I
pick
gotta
somebody
pick.
in here.
Sure.
So you get to pick one of the 14 in here. Anyone who, yeah, you could give any criteria. You could do anything. Matter of fact, you know what you should do? You should give it away in the Discord. How about that?
Oh yeah. So guys, I mean, we've been doing a lot of work on our Discord. We're super excited about it. We're glad that it's finally open to everyone in the public. So we're gonna drop the link. I believe Aaron, I believe you have the link. So we're gonna drop the link in the chat. Make sure you guys join, and we're gonna give it away on there.
Yeah, it's in the description below. They should challenge you to like Gartic or something like that. That'd be
Yeah.
anyone who
Hey.
gets the Gartic.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, we love playing Gartic in there. We have a couple games in there. I mean, Wands usually gives me a run for my money. So shout out to that guy.
We'll call that the sound rugging prize right there. Do you have something to say? Or you just pointing to the sky?
Oh, Aiden, man, he's trying to deceive us from his identity. That's like his full-time job.
Dude, I mean, I have no idea. Certainly have no idea. All right, guys, we're here to talk.
That's it.
What was that?
Nothing. Go ahead.
So we're here to talk NFTs. I know the chat wants to know what you guys are, where you guys' minds are at with the latest and greatest projects. Some of these projects were new that came up on the market. They were minting this last week. Were they successful? Were they good picks? How long should we hold them for? Or what are you thinking about next? I know me and Ethan probably have your ear to the ground more. Do you guys have a particular, do you guys like Beat Boys and Fluffies? These are two new ones, right? Ethan, am I correct about that?
Oh,
Yes, sir.
that's
Yeah, and then your
spicy.
Space Otters as well. Yeah.
Yeah,
This
were
is
these
about
good
to get
projects or
smoky.
were these not good projects? Tell me why is this spicy? Why is it not? I have no idea about
Go ahead, Esco.
Well, we can touch the subject of like B-boys and Fluffies. I guess they kind of had a similar fate. I feel like everybody with their projects are kind of coming a little bit premature, even though B-boys has been promoting for a really long time. B-boys came out, and I think that their slice of FUD, everything leading up to their mint was good for what I know. You know, they had their soda can, their chewing gum, and hall passes, and all this other stuff. You know, this is their way of like white labeling. You know, they got creative with white labeling via this NFTs. But what I think is just might be an honest mistake, may not be. I'm not in their team, so I wouldn't know. But leading up to the day before the mint or whatever, apparently, and if we need confirmation, we should probably get the team. But this is just my source of information. They tried to inform their community very last minute, as in like 24 hours before their mint, that the royalties on secondary was going to be 15%. And
That's insane.
So 15% obviously is really outside of the norm. I think 10 is pretty substantial for projects that mint really low. You know what I mean? There's a balance there. Like if you mint with the high ticket, you know your royalties is usually fairly low, and if you mint with a low price tag, then your royalties is higher. You know, it just depends also the kind of project. If you're intending to build something and so on and so on, but the community didn't really like that 15% kind of last minute royalties sort of sneakiness. That's what I've heard a lot, that people felt that they were kind of like blindsided with this 15%. So, you know, immediately their community, you know, got after them, and they quickly reverted to like adjusting it to 10%. And then like 2 hours later, they brought it down to 9%, which then makes you think, I mean, me as a retracting myself from the situation, it makes you wonder, you know, what did the project really have this as part of like their financial structure planning for what they're trying to accomplish? Because if so, you wouldn't have been so quick to adjust that. You know what I mean? If it was factored in your development forecasting, I guess it would be considered. So then when they put it down to 10 and then adjusted it to 9, you know, a lot of people felt either blindsided or, you know, whatever. So long story short, their mint went on. And for what I understand, their mint, you know, obviously started being slow and so on and so on. And to make matters worse, they cut their supply to about 5,000 or something like that, for what I know. So, you know, I think they did. You're like about to fall off your chair. So they did themselves a really big disservice when it came to, you know, not communicating with their community about, you know, the royalties, which a lot of people think is very important, you know, obviously on secondary. And then also to cut the supply so prematurely without trying to, like, you know, work through it. Like, it's okay to have slow mints and work through them, you know what I mean? Especially, you know, like, get the confidence back on your project that you had prior to your mint, you know what I mean? And this little royalties detail. So that's what happened with them. Fluffies, I mean, they're on the same similar boat, right?
Hold on, can I summarize that really quick?
Yeah.
So you're saying that Beat Boys was minting and they had a good community, but then they said in the last 24 hours that they're gonna raise the royalties. That's every transaction, 15% of that will be taken a cut to them. And the really egregious thing is, one, it's the 50% is unusually high, and two, it was late in the game. It was last 24 hours before mint.
Correct.
And then they decided to cut that down to 10, then cut that down to 9. It makes it seem like they don't know what the heck they're doing. It's reactionary. This is absurd. What are you thinking? It doesn't look like you know, and then it looks like you're spineless on top of that.
Exactly. It just looks like maybe you have to try. Go ahead,
Ada, man, you got something on that?
Yeah, I'm just saying this gives me like, right, it looks very bad to the community, right? Because you're just telling them, hey, we're going to get 15% off. It's like, no, hold on, don't do it. And then you just react to that by bringing it down. You probably have a slow mint, and yet you decide to cut the supply. You know, this gives me like cash grab vibes. Probably it's a good team. I don't know. These kind of mints I usually skip, but all of your community and all the decisions you're making, right? When you're on this Discord, you can also think, tell it, guys, we're gonna do this, right? What do you guys think about it? And then if people are like, hey, maybe it's too low, you can raise it a bit more if you have like a pretty I would say like, then you can have like more supply, more a bigger cut, pretty much more royalties. Really clear and communicate with the community, get their feedback before, you know, like proceeding with something which is bad vibe. So
yeah. I think your audio is cutting a little bit and out, but yeah, you're basically saying it's giving them bad vibes, especially in relation to your community. It's like, that sounds like one of the worst projects ever. Like, if anyone bought into Beat Boys, yeah, that's like a chump's move, honestly. It's like you're buying into people who don't really know what the heck they're freaking doing, especially if they retract on these royalties. Warden, what do you think about that?
I mean, the project was really hyped with their community overall. I mean, they had these beat passes, I believe. I mean, it might not be the correct name, but I mean, that floor ran up really high pre-mint, just people expecting it to be a fantastic project. But I mean, then as Esco said, you had this royalty thing where it came out and it was at 15%. It really killed their project. And I mean, I don't know. I personally don't know the team over there. I haven't really done a lot of research into it, but once you kill your community, it's really hard to get it back. And that it's been evident with their floor price dropping and dropping. And I mean, cutting mint is not a good look on them at all.
I'm trying to only buy into the best projects that I can get a return on. That is not a team that I can invest in. No way would you invest in someone who would, retract like that. That's not, you're not an investor, you're a gambler. And
how fast they retracted as well.
That's
it's never a good look. It's never a good look when you're building something, a big component of building anything is having financial structure. You know what I mean? Like
100%.
We were sitting right here, and the primary thing that you said was, I am looking to invest in the best projects. You know what I mean? And obviously for them to create value, in order for me to also, whether it's you consider it flipping or flipping, so then you can retain.
Ooh, that rug went fast on that.
Yeah, I know. That's because you're talking about flipping.
Yo, he was about to drop some real knowledge there, bro. Dang. All right, we're gonna have to get him back. His bars went red here. Let's move on to fluffies. Ada, man, you got any information on fluffies?
Oh, by the way, actually, let me be completely honest. This kind of mints, I mean, you just said, kind of like looked at them. I was like, I don't like the art. I don't like where this is going. I'm not gonna flip it, right? So in my mind, as you said it before, like, I personally pretty aggressive in terms of I'm holding, right? So I try to restrain myself to have not more than 15 maximum all the time. Whenever I have some extra stuff, if I don't feel that mint is going to be good, not doing it. I'm not even risking losing 10 ADA for a flip that is going to be selective. I'm kind of like skipping all this mint. Like, one I didn't really kind of look at. The mint was pretty cheap, right?
Ada, man, you're stuck in the Matrix with Neo and Trinity and all of them, bro.
Yeah, bro. That was.
My God.
I want to hear your knowledge. I want to hear your knowledge, bro. Oh, okay. Big ups to the chat really quick for helping us out here. I didn't even realize Goose is in here. Hugs, not rugs.
Big NFA presence as usual.
Marth, Shahid, guys, welcome. There's a ton of y'all. Sharon.
Shout out NFA.
Yeah, NFA's the squad there. So yeah, I mean, personally, man, I'm not wasting my time, dude. There's too many good projects out there. I've little money and there's too many good options. So that to me sounds like a sucker's move. So not sure about that one. Did I hear someone say Esco? Boy, dang, man, the audio. We need an NFT that has like an audio utility. Audio utility on it.
That's funny.
Yeah.
Oh, he. Am I the only one having connection issues? Kinda. Yeah. So it looks like he's got connection issues. I think Ada Man's got like audio issues.
I'm not cutting off.
No, you're not cutting out. Your audio is pretty good.
Just a little bit, yeah.
Well, Esco now I'm like Ada Man.
Yeah.
you trying to copy Ada Man again? What's going on here?
He's gonna come back with a full mask on and everything.
Yeah.
Come back.
It's like
come back, Esco. We need your ear.
Oh, there we go. Oh, Ada Man, your audio is a little bit better there. All right, so what's the move here? Okay, if those two aren't the moves, do you guys have the plays that are coming up? What's up, Al?
So, okay, so I have one project that I like a lot because of the art, because of the everything they're trying to build without too much promise. and you guys know about that one. So I love this project. I love Aiden. I think they are super accessible. And they have out. So I think it's a big, it's like in the future, right? The artist Urban is actually, what he's doing is a very talented artist, like building this little NFTs handmade soap. It's a bit addictive, and floor right now is crazy low,
Real low, yeah.
low. Yeah, it's crazy low.
This is
So
crazy.
what's gonna
low,
happen?
Mm-hmm.
It's really low. Is that in the next couple of weeks they're gonna do an airdrop for the holders. Will basically consist into so they're like different. There's different characters in that lore. So, for example, you have Dr. Ment, whatever, with specific traits. In this story, when it's mentioned in that story, you will get an airdrop part of the lore, right? So the idea is to listen to the lore, right, and go and see the airdrops. So you get airdrops that you're gonna put aside or use later to create. So that's the idea.
Okay.
My strategy
Bourbon looks
for this. Oh, that's bourbon, yeah.
Yes, sir.
I'm gonna be a little contrarian here, okay? Because I bought Ada Knots at about 88.
Mm-hmm.
And I heard this tip from NFA, probably from every one of you guys in NFA. However, I'm looking at this floor and it's like 40 now. Why did it drop so drastically?
Actually,
I want to know
floor
that
is
before.
dropping. Floor is
Why is it
dropping
dropping?
for all the projects, right? All the projects you look to call, you look to like
Okay.
they're kind of dropping the floor because
Okay, that's
we're in a bear
good
market.
context. That's good context. I'm glad you bring that up because now me and Ethan were just talking about that. Like all the floors are dropping on these
Yep.
projects. Is it just because the bear market?
Yep.
Because we got a problem here. Because
Absolutely.
I saw a bear market happen the worst in June. I saw a dead cat bounce, a relief rally, and the prices hold.
Mm-hmm.
Now it's coming back down, and now it's dropping with these prices. Is that like a? But I don't understand like the relationship there, and I want to. And I see
think,
Aeronauts drop 50%.
to be honest,
Tongs dropped.
can you hear me?
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, we hear.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah. Cool. I think right now when it comes to like the floors, this is my opinion again. Not fan. I think that it's having a fairly psychologically, and obviously, like we're seeing it throughout the market. A lot of people are getting out of their positions in collections to be into cornucopias really expensive and try and flip it. You know, the spread of cornucopias in really high ticket, whatever you want to call them. Kongs go as low as 1,800. The Kongs went down. Everything has just been taking a hit. You know, some other pair that up with everything. We got in that weekly space like.
I'm so sorry, Esco. We could barely. We want to hear you, brother. We want to hear you. It's very difficult to hear you. I could try to repeat some of back what I heard. I'm hearing from the chat. Y'all tell it like it is. I'm trying to be kind, but y'all tell it like it is. No one can.
In fact, they go straight into it. I mean, I think I got what he's saying though. Even though, because I mean, it was kind of what I was thinking myself. I mean, totally correct me if I'm wrong, but so what I was thinking is obviously these floors are all dropping, but part of that really occurs with like people not wanting to be long-term holders in these certain projects anymore. And they want to get into these newer projects that are coming into the space, the more hype projects where they can see a greater return on these projects.
Yeah, they're liquidating out of these things. I think is what Esco is saying.
I could be wrong, but and cornucopias, yeah.
cornucopias, yeah.
Especially because I know we had talked about it a couple of weeks ago, but cornucopias is coming out with more land, and these prices are so ungodly high. I mean, it's insane how high these prices are, and some people are going to want to buy into that to possibly flip that as well, but it's just real hard with that price.
I think that's a fool's errand, honestly. I think metaverse is not the place to invest in right now. It's too unpredictable. I think Did you see that thing about Mark Zuckerberg? He invested like $10 billion into the metaverse or whatever.
That was ugly.
Yeah.
What was that?
Crazy. I don't think. Sorry. Oh yeah. So I was saying that was crazy.
Yeah.
Short term is not gonna make money out of this, right? You can really hold for like probably 2, 3, 4, 5. You're not gonna come out with the game before 3 or 4 years.
Yeah, I
want to invest my money now.
It's true, right? You got to hold for 5 years, and if you are on a 5-year time horizon, I think it's a good move. I think honestly, if you said I'm gonna take this store for 5 years and just forget about it, might be a good move.
Yeah.
But in the same time, you're risking what's the word? Opportunity cost.
You're freezing your liquidity, right?
Yeah. Exactly.
Freezing liquid, exactly. Yeah. That's the problem. So, but again, this is totally normal in the market right now. Bitcoin is just crashing just going to the downside. Like ETH is 1,600. So a few days ago it was around 2K, right? So
yeah,
we charge. Getting cushion, people kind of losing their on the floor. People getting also trying to take profits because they kind of like, crypto, whatever, everything is going down. I might get some profits. But honestly, minting for sickest of Aeronauts, right? The mint was 60 whitelist and 80 for public.
Yeah.
And selling them, you're just losing half of your money by doing that. Like, why? What's the point? Like. Anyways, that's the market. It's a good market. It's a buyer's market. Right? It's a good opportunity to go and buy all these blue chips and even this good potential and like stacking. This is building time. This is where you get stuff for cheap. Sale season.
Yeah. Esco, do you own Aeronauts?
Yeah, I think I just switched browsers, so I think I should be better now.
Oh, you sound great. You sound beautiful
better,
right
yeah.
You sound beautiful.
Yeah. I was using Safari instead of Chrome.
No,
and
you're using like Firefox or some nonsense. What you using?
Yeah. I hold Aeronauts. I hold about 10 Aeronauts, and I hold a what do you call it? A potion or whatever, the little vial.
The antidote.
The antidote. Yeah.
Yeah, I plan on being part of their staple or whatever, their guild in the equine when equine comes online and all of that.
Mm-hmm.
Do it. It's a more of a fun thing for me. I know that Aeronauts the price is not necessarily reflecting too well right now. Knowing Bourbon from being, he's a DJ just like us and stuff, and I know that they're working in the background, getting a lot of the lore more in like in a voice format and not like the story in a voice format and stuff like that. And then here shortly they should be starting to do the airdrops based on the story. So there's going to be a whole story. I think you know about this. It's like a whole story that based on how the story is progressing, they're going to be dropping, doing airdrops and stuff that then later on you'll be able to use more towards the purpose of the whole project and stuff. So, damn.
I just bought one for you guys because I appreciate that. So look, I trust these. If you guys are in the chat right now, I trust these guys' voices. Okay, I might not understand everything, but I don't have to understand everything. I trust that they understand these things. So
I just see Daily saying, "LOL, Daily, that logo sucks, bro. You need to upgrade."
That's funny.
Oh, bro, what you roast the chat like that, bro?
But yeah, so just I know we're talking about Adenauts, but like what I was trying to say earlier about the prices going down, you know, it's a compiling effect of a bear market, cornucopias mint. You're seeing people are trying to get themselves out of like really stagnant positions because obviously the world keeps moving, and you know, like I recently got myself out of a Pavia position. At what you can consider a loss, even though I minted, you know, in contrast to where it was originally at, you know. But I just, you know, just moving forwards and keep it moving, you know. Something that I've noticed though is that I feel a lot of projects are just jumping at the bit to because they know that the liquidity impact that the cornucopias had last time on the environment was very significant. We had like two months of really low volume because the liquidity that cornucopias took out of the ecosystem. So everybody's kind of, you know, a little weary about that happening. So a lot of projects are just trying to jump in front of cornucopias to do their mint to have the best possibilities. And I think that is a disservice to themselves, you know?
Yeah, I think you're right. Cornucopias is sucking up a lot of the market share right now. And I think that's crazy. I mean, personally, I think it's crazy. But who knows? I don't know much about this. Daily retaliates here. Upgrade your internet, you rug for 4 times. So we're gonna have to come and have Daily back up on the stream.
Yeah, Daily's a fam too. Daily's a fam. We
I
all
know.
just are like super harsh on each other.
Yeah,
but
I love
we
it.
all respect each other. You know, we just give each other hella shit.
I love
So,
it.
yeah.
You know, Daily is one of the big brain geniuses that I've had on here that I've learned a lot from. I got to have him on more often. But yeah, I think Cornucopias is I mean, it's a fun project. I know a lot of people are hyped about it, and Pavia too. It's just I think just metaverses are just so dangerous right now. Just like you can lock up your liquidity for so long, just for so entirely long, and it's just like it's not gonna be working for you. It's gonna be enslaved to these things. So that's just a personal thing, and I know that there's good arguments on other sides, like in good long term, that thing can shoot up like crazy, but it might not. You know what I mean? It also might not. So I'm just leery.
Yeah, I agree.
I'm just leery.
And also keep in
there-
mind. Sorry, keep in mind, guys, that NFT problem or whatever. Like even on ETH, we're invested in other ETH projects, like got a gang, and the floor is going down too. So it's like overall, the whole NFT market is like, you know, the macro environment that we evolve in. So
yeah, I think one thing that was interesting, like I think I came to this realization with Chronic, was that the market was going down, but NFT sales were on a steady incline. And I thought that was fascinating. Now, this is the first time I'm noticing that market is coming down as well with the NFT market. It's coming down as well. And I think to your point was, hey, look, I think people are starting to sell off, and I think they're starting to use that to really capitulate. Really, really big word for give up. You know, give up their position, give up their confidence in any particular projects. So, and either they're going in a stable or they're using it to pay their bills. I have no idea.
Confidence is really weak right now. Super weak.
I think. On-chain analytics would say that a lot of people are moving into stable coins. There's a high amount of wallets carrying big amounts of stable coins, even small wallets going to stable. My wallet particularly is like 90% unstable. And so before I'm even pushing more into ADA, I'm just going to sit on stable. I have no idea how far. If ADA goes down to 25, then I'm probably going to buy in. 25, 30, that number seems really tasty to me. And so that's kind of my big macro play. The stuff I already have in my Nami wallet, I'm just, you know, BSing around. You know, I'm just going around buying stuff. You know, but let me buy this thing with eyes and stuff like that. You know what I mean? So it's just one of those things. So do you guys have a future project you guys have in mind that's minting, that if someone missed the boat, now they're wanting to get in? What's your play? What's your next best play?
I'm not buying.
That's that's honestly a very difficult question.
Is that
Good
one
play.
project Ori good?
Yeah, that's what I was going to ask, Esco, because I know you were talking
That's what
about that one.
Yeah,
That's what-
Aura is good because of what they've done with harvesting their community, right? They've
Mhm.
had they've had very few slower mints, which kind of follows the Clay Nation type of entry, right? You know, Clay Nation also entered the space in that manner with
Holy
just
crap, these-
huh?
So these are so high.
Yeah, their OG cards are expensive AF, you know.
Whoa.
And yeah, the artist.
Yeah.
I don't know if you know about the artist. The artist itself, the guy. He has a huge following in Instagram
Mhm.
and an actual social network and stuff. So he's actually like kind of a big deal elsewhere, you know. But these passes have been released really, really slowly, like 100 at a time, sort of thing. In cases, I was like 33 or something like that. But yeah, so it's been like a really high collectors type of niche, and now they're finally introducing their 10K, which obviously I was talking to Genki, which is another one of our DJ friends. He's with the ministry and stuff, and
Wait, what's the ministry?
the ministry is another group. We would have to get into a whole nother thing.
I love the Cardano space. We got NFA, we got the ministry, we got some cowboys. What the hell?
Yeah, that's
No,
right.
straight up.
What's going
So I
on?
was talking to Genki, and he's a mod, and he's been really involved with Ore, and you know, we were discussing this until like 2 a.m. That's when the real conversations start, you know, and it's like ultimately this 10K collection is pretty much their actual like community building collection, because their cards, as you can see, are fairly priced out for
It's out of
most
reach.
people.
Yeah.
Yeah, just so super priced out.
It's a
And
that's why too.
go ahead.
It's a very small one. That one.
Yeah,
Because that's why it's expensive. It's kind of like, as you said, Esco, pretty niche version.
yeah, and they're coming out with their 10K, and for what I know, they have not excessive, but a very extensive amount of traits for their art, which is really good when it comes to keeping their art looking like one of ones. You know what I mean? Rather than just this repetitive generative, even though it's going to be generative, right? So I'm looking forward to it. I'm gonna pick me up one or two. I'm gonna try and go into public. Since it's a 10,000 collection, I see obviously there's going to be a lot of flipping, and just like everything in this bear market, I don't think that they will be exempt from the downturn. You know what I mean? I think that we are all susceptible to the downturn, no matter who you are. You know, I mean, we got Clay Nation, you know, just releasing so many positive things that they keep building, and their price, you know, is 25 something. You know what I mean? So I just look at the big projects. You know, I think Clay Nation is probably the one of the three top-ish blue chips, and if they aren't boosting based on the most recent announcements, you know, like they had Charles and all this stuff going on, music videos, Clay token release, you know, liquidity pools, you know, all this stuff. You know what I mean? So I don't think anybody is gonna have success right now, or at least like trend up, you know.
That's a really good point. I think you hit the nail on the head on my personal feelings. Like, I don't think anyone is safe from this bear market right now. I don't care what kind of news you got going out, what kind of coin you're pushing out, what kind of staking protocol, whatever, rewards, celebrity that you sign that you had to pay. It doesn't matter. This bear market is unrelenting. You guys, this is not a fun, friendly game, dude. This is blood sport. We're in crypto, it's blood sport, okay? And we're playing with some of the biggest manipulators in the world. You guys understand this? This is like, this is not, you should know that we are playing against each other, and it's a one-man sport. It really is. And we're playing against BlackRock. We're playing against governments. We're playing against, these are people who are manipulating the money supply, changing up rules. Just the fact Oh man, you got me on something. Just the fact that they could say something on a meeting will tank the price of our ADA. Y'all understand? Like they will, if they are hawkish, meaning they're negative, they have bad words. One man, and it's not Elon, it's Jerome freaking Powell. If he says one thing, it'll tank the markets, and then your ADA and my ADA and all of these projects are worth consecutively nothing, like zero. And that's the danger. And so we have to be very, very careful and be watchful on these markets. And this is a personal opinion. You got me triggered on something, bro. It's like one of the,
No, that's big facts. That's big facts.
For that reason, Aaron, this is why we like trading in NFTs, because like the comfort of knowing people, knowing, knowing the indirect leads. At least we have a direct to direct relationship. See what I mean? So we kind of have more control on, like, compared to like trading cryptocurrencies, which is like way control what's been said in like behind like a closed door room. So yeah, I think it's a way for mitigating the kind of the market going down, because in general kind of NFTs keep you safe from losing too much money if you don't sell out.
Yeah, I would probably agree with most of that statement, right? Like it's one of those ways to mitigate the loss, especially because in crypto, it's when you're trading these coins. I don't know if you guys both have traded these coins before. It's like one of those things where like that thing, it could rug instantly. Like someone could drain the liquidity, and you would not know how it hit you. Draining liquidity doesn't exist in the NFT market. That actually, I don't think that exists.
I mean,
I think to drain liquidity is to drop the value, right? That's what that would be. Correct me if I'm wrong.
I think, I mean, what I'm gathering is, like, I live in the NFT space, right? I don't hold like crazy bags of just tokens or coins or anything. But I just noticed something, and I'm gonna try and put this little bit of pieces together, right? I just noticed that you said you do trade, are really aware of the coins and all of that. You know what I mean? From what I know about what you follow, like really intensively. And you just said that your portfolio mostly is 90% stable. Why? Because the market is at that level of instability that literally, and not only that, but you're very smart, because the world is unstable right now. It's not just the crypto market. The crypto market, follows real life stuff. You know what I mean? Like that the world is in term, it follows Bitcoin, which Bitcoin follows bigger economies and so on and so on. So, now, if you were smart, you would do what you're doing. I would have 90% of my bags in stable, because to outlast and get towards more stability, like global or whatever else, that makes you feel better. The sentiment changes. And then if you're going to be dipping into NFTs, you definitely should be buying 3. One to get your money back, one to get profit, and one that you carry on later. That's literally the only way that you should be. I mean, this is my perspective.
That's exactly what I'm doing, actually. That's exactly what I'm doing.
That I would, and then, so then I move my profit, I have my play money, and I have my acquisition for the future, and that's it. Otherwise, right now, if you're going to be going into projects too deep, it doesn't make sense. I don't want to get too deep.
I love how you put that. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely, dude. You're saying my language right there.
I mean, I agree 100%. This is what I do too. I have 3 of all the money in projects in general. There are some projects where I go heavier, like Medanauts, because they have like faith into what the project is going. But usually for even the more expensive ones, I try. But for you, Aaron, I think that's very safe. Your approach of having gambling money. The problem with this, if it's not, but like, you're losing currency going down, right? So what I would do, I would take a little bit more risk, right? And probably invest in the percent of my portfolio into buying in. When it this way, you kind of DCA in, you're not gonna catch the bottom, anyways, right? Yeah. So that opportunity for buying very low, because if you're just standing back and just like, okay, I'm still only investing 10%, I'm not grabbing the the bag when it was cheap, and it's gonna shoot back up one day. And it was like, damn, I missed that opportunity. So
yeah,
that's what I do.
I think you're right there. I don't think it's the right time for me. My risk tolerance is less over the years. I personally, I have a couple ethics here, and then I want to briefly transfer into them because of what you said. But I have an ethic that Bitcoin is the apex asset. I have an ethic that Cardano is probably if it's not Ethereum, it's Cardano. And so I like Ethereum just because of the inertia. But Cardano, I would stake my money on Cardano more before I would stake it on Avalanche or Ethereum or any of that other stuff, or Solana or whatever. So those are the three primary assets that I'm looking into. Bitcoin being the higher one, and that the last thing that Esco said that really, like, I really understand is that stability. I'm looking for stability in the market. I'm looking for three primary things: a Fed U-turn, regulation, and or a halving. Those are the three things that I think will U-turn this whole economy globally, or at least the crypto markets. Until I see those three things, I'm probably going to be very, very cautious. I'll probably buy in like a couple $100 into some like nonsense coin, whitelist, let it shoot up, take my profit and be out. Like, that's kind of me playing around. And I see kind of that with NFTs. You know what I mean? Like, I'm with you guys with the three things, like where I buy something to hold. Like, I still want to chilled Kongs. I'm not really for equine, at least not yet. But chilled Kongs and Yummy seem to catch my eye, and Play Nation seem to catch my eye for the long-term hold. Then I'm playing with these mints, and I want to know what these moves are. And so, yeah, I'm about 80-90% with you guys. I just probably have a little higher risk, lower risk tolerance rather than.
I haven't minted anything in the last like 2.5 months.
Oh wow, that's interesting.
Absolutely nothing. Even when I could get like whitelist, even when people, like, obviously I'm in the space all the time. I like, I could get whitelist and stuff like that. I'm just not like, I'm working on some other stuff. Obviously, like, my time is being taken up. It's not that I'm just like sitting around twirling my thumbs.
What are you working on? You got anything?
Yeah, I don't. So I'm working on a little project. I don't want to take the time to chill in this space, but we can talk about it privately and then maybe talk about it some other time. I'm working on a little project to benefit the space, to benefit, it's rug season, you know what I mean? Like, a lot of people are rugging and they're finding all kinds of excuses to, So I've been working on this since before it was rug season, which it kind of like maybe a little bit of foresight in that. But we can talk about it some other time. So my time has mainly been taken up with that and real life and my real life business and stuff like that. But like, just like you, my risk tolerance is just very little. Somebody took the time to explain to me literally, like, I resonate so much with what you're saying. I'm really aware because I run a real life business, and it's what I consider a recession-proof business because of what it is. And I'm seeing a downturn-ish on people's financial availability, even for this market. You know what I mean? So
what's the industry? What are you?
I'm in the cannabis industry, so I own a processing lab in real life.
Cool. Okay.
So alcohol, cigarettes, cannabis. If they were assigned essential during the pandemic, you can tell that these are like very significant markets. You know what I mean?
You would think that would go up too, right?
Exactly. But right now we have hyperinflation, financial depression, and no free money from the government. So people are, it's a real sensitive space in time right now. People are making this adjustment. They're really in panic. I mean, like I said, it's a recession-proof kind of industry for me. Like it's good. We're cruising, but I've definitely seen a slowdown. You know what I mean? Like, I think the sales altogether. So we use some software to monitor sales throughout the whole state because it's a controlled substance sort of thing, and it's all tracked. So you can pull sales, just the flow charts. You know what I mean? From this metric system that we all use, and it's literally down 40% as a whole. 40% as a whole.
Dang.
So since I'm in that
That's
industry,
crazy.
you know what I mean? Since I'm in that industry and I noticed that, I can't even imagine anything else. You know what I mean? So my risk tolerance based on that is just diminished to almost nearly nothing. The ADA that I do have, you know, the bags of ADA that I have reserved are just staked, and just whatever accumulates is cool. The NFTs that I didn't get, you know, like I didn't see this coming onto me to, you know, as fast as it did. Like for example, I got out of my position in Pavia. I'm getting out of my position in things that I see that have too long of time. You know what I mean? For me to see a return.
Me and Esco are like, bro.
Even at a loss, I don't care, you know, because instead I'm gonna be an opportunist. You know what I mean? And I'm gonna move into the opportunist chair for this downturn. And you know, like if I see mints with really like a lot of hype, I'm gonna go capitalize. I'm gonna get 3, 4, 5, and I am going to be out of there. You know what I mean? But when I have more time, more mind space. Ada Man is a pro. He caught a bag recently. You know the man. But yeah,
I mean,
that's
but I don't mint that often. Like, yeah, I agree, Esco. I don't mint that often like you. Like, that was my only mint in the raccoon, right? And so
I didn't even mint it.
yeah, I know.
Wow.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
I minted heavy on mallards. Like I went deep into mallards, and
Sure.
it worked out well for me, and I think it'll work out well for the future.
Especially the long term. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of whales in there, man. There's, you know, Jake is in there. He was just giving away a mallard today,
Oh yeah.
or this morning or something. Yeah,
yeah.
it's Big Shepherd, man. He's got
Today.
big bags.
Jeez, big bags. Oh
It's
jeez.
Mr. Big Bag.
Yeah, I like it. I like it. I like
You
to.
should hit him up. He'll
I don't-
trade you or sell you a Kong. He got like 400.
Yeah,
Damn.
like I'd like to just interview him. I don't even know who this is, so I'll have to get to know, to connect or whatever.
Yeah, he's a cool dude.
Yeah.
But
Guys,
yeah, you know, tying it back to what we're talking about, you know, we're going to continue to see Project Rug because there's no money. You know what I mean?
Inevitable.
It's inevitable. There's a lot of business plans that, you know, I don't think there were even business plans. You know what I mean? People without business experience,
Yeah.
business management experience, which is even more significant. You know what I mean?
it's huge.
Fine. It's huge. Like, these are real businesses. If people treated them like unquote projects, and then they want to have the investor attached to it, you know they're lost. There's no synchronicity with
It's actually why, like Beat Boys or whatever it's called. That's because of lack of business experience. You're absolutely right. It's that you didn't have a plan of what percentage royalty that you're going to take, and now you're going to change it.
all of this has to happen for a reason. You can't change anything. If you have an equation, if you're going to build a house, you got to buy this many bricks, this many boards, this many whatever.
You
You know what I
count
mean?
your ducks, baby. That's
Exactly.
right.
You know, you can't change that and then not have the house then be all off kilter. You know,
Doesn't
so
make sense.
it's a
It doesn't
bad
make
sign.
sense. Yeah, especially when
Thank you.
everything's built on man. It does not make sense. So guys, I think the lesson to learn today is, hey, we are in a dangerous macro environment. It's dangerous. This is all fun and games until you guys start losing bags. And so we have to be smart about this. And any of the Cowboys in the Discord know that if they tell me about a loss, I like take it personally. Like I'm like, damn, bro, how did you like, you know, like don't get that loss. You know what I'm saying? So and I pick up those losses, you know, every so often as well. Like even still,
Oh yeah, we all do.
it's just like we have to realize just how dangerous of a market and how bloody we could get by playing in this. And so yeah, just be careful, guys. To me, I think they dropped some really good information. Look, if you like
I
the
got
good
one
pundits-
last observation, and this is dynamite, and
Yeah,
we
yeah.
can't leave without telling you. So this is how bad the market is. You know, JPG, right? The marketplace where we all go buy stuff
Yep.
and sell and trade. JPG has in their front cover, you know, their launch pad. You know, and if you go to JPG store or whatever, you will see that they have a, you know, prime real estate, their launch pad, exactly, Space Squirrels right now, right? That is the next upcoming project that they're launching, and it's live now, and so on and so on. Go look at how it's performing. The project prior to it was called Reaver's Empire. Go look at how that performed. You know what I mean? And you will see how bad the actual environment is. When you are on the cover of the marketplace that dominates 95% of the traffic, and you are on their launch pad, and you can't sell out a 3,333 collection, that is incredibly.
Oh, geez, I had no idea.
It's wrap your head around that, Aaron. Wrap your head around that shit. Like the I'm gonna just leave it there. But
yeah.
It's
So you're saying like you are. It's like being on. It's like advertising on the front of Times Square, and not being able to sell out.
Getting no hype. Yeah.
Dude, it's unbelievable. That right there is scary, to be honest. So when you see that a project that's on the premise of all real estate not accomplishing, a sellout, a mint out, or whatever you want to consider it, and then you see the blue chip in the space, such as Clay Nation, with all of its recent announcements, with the token, all of that type of stuff, and the price action on Clay Nation, look at it. Just look at just a little bit of a reference, and right away you're like, okay, I'm gonna sit at 90% stable, Mr. Aaron, and then I'm gonna have a play bag to grab some shit here and there, and that's it, just so I can keep my ear to the ground and I know what's moving and shaking and so on and so on. That's cool. But right now, I don't see a spick of health right now. We're in a really bad position.
I made a 30% profit just by sitting on my stablecoin, just out, and then just watching
because you're not losing it
short. You know what I mean? Like, so it's
just
Yeah.
And so that was my personal call. It took a lot to sell Bitcoin. I never want to sell Bitcoin, but it was just a personal call. Just what I just had to do. So you guys got to be careful. Make your calls.
I think it's heading even further south. I mean, that. That's what you do. You know what I mean? We're going on a ride.
Let's ask this question really quick. I think this is the question, right? We're all agreeing, at least that I could see that this is looking bad. Time frame of bad times. Like I said, Al, I'm not looking. I guess there's a time frame for me. I'm going to give it over to the guests first on what you think bad times are. What do you guys think?
I'm going to say that
the finest financial minds in the world try to rack their brain about this question. So
I will feel comfortable. I mean, right now, I'm not planning on. I'm just in accumulating. No matter where it is, I'm just I know that we're gonna. I think I will start feeling somewhat more comfortable again, maybe 6 months before the halving, and I don't know, and that's just because of that's a whole nother deep conversation. But 6 months before the halving, I'm like, okay, you know what I mean? Like it's inevitable that we're gonna see some uptrend. But before then, it's gonna be pumps and dumps and fake whatever, cups and handles and ebb and shoulders and all of that. So
astrology is
exactly.
It's gonna be astrology, dude.
Manipulation. Let's call it manipulation.
Little big dipper in this thing. Here's the thing. Like I said, you guys know my ethic, right? Esco already mentioned it, having a Fed U-turn on quantitative easing, and then regulation. If regulation hits in and it makes it safe for everybody, but I think a time frame, particularly some markers. Look out for the market every CPI. Every time CPI comes out, look out for that market. Like watch what it does. Midterm elections in the United States. If you guys aren't in the United States, that's another time frame. And then these are particular dates that we know that are coming up. And then eventually eventually elections in the United States. Those are the time frame markers that I'm looking for. And you go by the event. I mean, it's just very difficult to kind of say. I would guess 2 years. To me, we're looking at sideways to downtrend 2 years, and that's just a rough prediction. But whatever.
Yeah,
I don't
big
know.
fact.
So, guys, we're about an hour. Thank you so much for joining me. Esco, Ada, thank you for dropping big knowledge bombs. Or my partner in crime here. Thank you so much for joining me. And shout out to the channel or to the chat. Thank you so much. Look, I was going to do another giveaway, but here's the thing. Go to our Discord channel and look for the giveaways there. We're going to be doing some giveaways there. But be sure to check out Adaman and Esco's. All of their live stream or their Twitter handles
Spaces.
are down below. Check out their spaces. They're always in there hanging out, dropping the biggest knowledge brain nuggets there. Shout out to the chat. Shout out to everybody in here. I mean, I see all these celebrities in here, so thank you so much. You guys.
That's all the fam. I see you. Shout out to Goose. Shout out to Chronic. Shout out to
NFA.
Daily, the whole
That's right.
fan.
That's right. Al,
That's
thank
what
you
we
so
get all
much.
this out for.
Shout out
so
the
much.
community. Shout out to everyone who's supporting us.
Yeah, this is the thing, you know what I mean? Like, here's the thing about the chat, bro. The chat don't care. They will tell you like it is, dude. So
That's right.
they're
Honest to the core.
They're
I
ruthless.
love it. I love it. I love it. It's the best.
They're almost as ruthless as Adaman still hiding his identity.
That's
That's it.
good, man. We're gonna see it at CNFT Con. CNFT Con.
Right.
Yes, sir.
Well, thanks for having me
Yes,
again,
CNFT
dude.
con.
Appreciate it.
Aaron.
See you guys. Thank you so much.